All right, so this is part three of our Ayurvedic Embodiment Week. And today we've got the wonderful Melissa Alves. She will be speaking to us all about her magic of mindset. Is it 3D, 4D consciousness, how it weaves into your Dharma and all of these amazing things. So, very excited to hear her speak. I know I've heard this topic before when she's presented at a big event, and yeah, it's absolutely amazing. So hopefully you guys all get a lot out of it and a lot of reflection, and I will hand the platform over to Mel.
Guys, so yeah, I am just so excited to be here doing the third live call on the open week, looking at mindset magic. So, but what I do want to do, or what I do want to say starting first, is that you are not here to get any mindset hacks. Like, I am not giving you mindset hacks. You, over the last 2 days, you have really learnt the Ayurveda psychology. You understood the 7 layers, and Helena took through the mantras. So what I want today is a real embodiment. Okay, this is going to be interactive. So if you don't have your journals, I invite you to go get your journals and go get a cup of water. But this is a coming home. This is a coming home and a remembrance of who we are. We're taking all that information and just allowing it to land. Okay, this is the deeper work. This is the integration. This is the identity work. And it's rooted in the nervous system safety. Okay, and not as just to stop for a moment, grounding down, closing your eyes, feeling the seat beneath you, maybe exhaling the morning chaos, finding some warmth in your breath on this cold, chilly winter morning. And just say to yourself, your body, that you're safe here. And your reminder to yourself that you're not here to fix yourself, but you're here to open and allow that remembrance to come through. Now, fluttering your eyelids open, maybe taking a sip of your water. And if you've got your cameras off, I would love for you to turn your cameras on so I can see your face. Because, talking to a screen is great, but I receive energy. I'm looking at your faces, I'm looking at your expressions, I'm seeing if it's landing, if it's not. Yes, I have notes here that I like to follow, but I love to go on tangents, and I can only go on tangents if I can see your body language. So even if you're busy and you're just putting your camera on, be busy. I know Harmony's bobbing up and down because she's on her treadmill, but that's okay. I like to see the smile.
Head's like boom, 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 and everyone looking at me. I'm on my little walking pad because I've got to multitask this morning.
Because this is where I'm going to draw your energy. I'm going to draw some of that nice pitta energy from Harmony, watching that bobbing up and down. Okay, so like I
Okay.
said earlier,
I'll
the
be on
last
my
few.
screen soon. I'll be on my screen soon. I'm just in the middle of something.
Good. I need
I
to
don't
see
know.
your lovely face,
Okay.
Emma.
I will be there soon.
All right, amazing. So, over the last few days in Open Week, we've been guided through, like I said, two powerful portals. If you've taken this information, not just showed up and listened, but if you really take that information and allow it to soak into your body, that's going to become wisdom. Harmony brought you through a deep Ayurvedic psychology. She showed you that your mind is layered, it's patterned, and it's not the enemy. But we have to make a relationship with that. You explore the doshas, the gunas, the 7 layers of the consciousness. So you guys were starting to see how your beliefs were formed, and your beliefs are not who you truly are. Right. And then Helena went through and activated the subtle bottle with mantra. She explained the foundations of Ayurveda. She explained the cosmic terminology of sound, right? She connected us back to the divine, that we are the divine. We're fractals of source. and that through the vibration, through breath, and through ancient sound codes, that we get to evolve and understand what it means to come back to that divine, right? And now today you're here, right? So yay! So we've mapped out the mind with Harmony, we've activated the energy with Helena, and now we're going to drop into the body. We're going to drop into that identity. Now is the work. So let me go change screens. And we're not, and what we're going to see is how evolution feels like, right? It's an everyday thing. And I seen a reel yesterday where people think that, you know, having the modalities, having the tools like breath work and mantra or ice baths or going to retreat, if you do these things, you're going to be healed. You're going to go from a traumatic or deep-seated state to this enlightened state. But I want to tell you guys that that is not the case. These are powerful tools that you're constantly using every single day, or even more so when you feel that you need it, right? Like life is an evolution journey, right? It's beautiful, and we get to continue to peel back the layers. We continue to heal. If we've reached enlightenment, if we reach that divine state that Helena's talking about, then that's it. Our time on earth is done. We're over. We're like tapping out, right? We're here to grow and evolve and learn, right? So use these amazing modalities. Okay, I went on a tangent. But my favorite quote that I live by all the time, that I keep saying in my head, is you are not what has happened to you. You are who you choose to become. No matter the circumstances, no matter what has happened in your past, no matter the culture that you came through, right? No matter how freezing it is out here in the campsite where my toes are frozen, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so cold. I don't know how I'm going to show up today, right? It's not what has happened to me this morning, but it's who I'm choosing to become, who I'm choosing to show up on the call today, right? So this is a beautiful reminder. And I hope that you take this with you. And when times get challenging, you repeat this in your head as a mantra. Okay, so I want to talk about one thing that everyone is obsessed with right now, and is a buzzword. It is mindset. But I want to get it straight with you today, right? Mindset alone is not going to save you. Understanding the layers of the mind and how it works, and having that awareness and doing the mantra alone is not going to save you. It's not going to get you to that enlightened state that we're talking about. You can repeat all the affirmations until your throat's dry. You can journal 3 pages every morning, at night, but you can still feel stuck. And it's not because you're lazy. It's not because you're broken. It's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because you're not just dealing with your mind, you're dealing with your nervous system. That's why I love Ayurveda, because it's a whole holistic system. It's the mind, it's the body, it's the soul. And when we integrate all of them, when we take time to work with all of these 3 aspects of ourselves, that is when we tap into that higher self-consciousness, right? So your beliefs aren't just ideas, they're patterns of safety. And we've touched, Harmony went really deep in that in the first session, right? So I'm not going to go through that today, right? They were there to protect you. Our beliefs are there to protect us. And they are running the show until our body feels safe enough to choose something different, right? I want you to go like, mindset isn't enough anymore. Saying your affirmations isn't enough anymore. I want you to view mindset as a symptoms. Whether you've got a good mindset, whether you've got a pretty poor mindset, it's just a symptom, and it is the symptom of your identity. The identity is the root. Does that make sense so far? Just hit a yes. Hey, Rebecca, you came through. Love if you can take yourself off and share your camera just so I can feed off your energy. Okay, so I'm going to explain this a little bit more, right? So this is the identity loop. This is where most people are stuck in. It's the nervous system, the identity, the belief, then drives the behavior that then gives us evidence that then triggers off that nervous system again. Hey, Beck. So the body doesn't just hold trauma, it holds our identity. So if you think you have a mindset block, what you actually have is a protector identity that's keeping you safe by keeping you small. And what I mean by protector identity, I'm going to go through in the next slide so you can see, right? So your nervous system isn't just responding to your life, it's shaping who you believe you have to be to survive, right? It's the blueprint under our identity. It's our action under the identity and our actions and even our so-called blocks, right? That's why mindset shifts don't always land, because if your body doesn't feel safe holding a new belief, then you're going to reject it, you're going to sabotage it, you're going to overthink it, and you're going to go back into submission to your identity. So if you want to change this loop, you've got to go to get to the root, and the root is always safety. Human beings, our survivals is to be safe, is to live. My slides are not up. Oh my goodness, you've missed all my amazing slides and you're just seeing my face. Oh gosh, okay, hold on. And I had beautiful slides too. Oh gosh,
Yeah,
Melissa, I'm on fire.
But your face is beautiful as well.
Oh, is it? Thanks. All right.
Now they're coming.
They're coming.
We got to.
All right, wait, let me go back. You just got to see, okay, because I've spent time on this. So I'm going to go back so you can see each goddamn slide. All right, that's the mindset. I did the whole introduction. Amazing. This is you are not what has happened to you. You're who you choose to become. Oh, all right. So this is where we're at. We're good? Yes. Amazing. Cool. All right, let me just fix my screen because this thing has come in and I can't read my notes. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go into this a little bit more. So the nervous system, your body's constantly scanning for safety. Like I spoke about, we're human beings. We're wanting to be safe. We're wanting to be loved. So if a belief, action, or identity feels unsafe to your nervous system, even if it's a good or something really amazing that you desire, your body's going to reject it. Right? So, for example, you want to believe I am powerful. But what if power was punished or rejected in your childhood? So, it doesn't matter how many affirmations you tell yourself, your body has stored that memory. So, hence, your nervous system isn't safe to feel powerful. Right? Your identity. Your nervous system helps form your identity. It says, who do I need to be in order to be safe, accepted, and connected? And the result is a protector identity. Again, I'm going to show you in the next slide. Like it's the good girl, the caretaker, the overachiever. Then we move into your belief, right? The belief, the identity shapes what you believe. So, for example, I'm only worthy if I help others. I can't be fully seen. I'm not ready yet. These beliefs aren't just mental, they're somatic memories imprint in our body. So I'm hoping you guys are starting to see how our nervous system plays a huge role in our identity and our beliefs. So behavior and evidence. From those beliefs, you then take an action or an inaction, right? So you choose the same patterns. And then guess what? You get the same results. Oh, where's my thingy? Is that making sense, guys? Do you guys see and understand that loop, that identity loop? Okay. Oops. Go to the next one. So when earlier I talked about the projector identities, this is what I'm talking about. So the good girl fears judgment. She avoids taking up space, right? And you look at this and I want you to have a look at where do I sometimes my identity lays. And for me, I can see there's parts of me in nearly every one of those, right? And which one is screaming louder? The wounded healer helps everyone else but abandons herself. Or the mamas out there, right? Spiritual overachiever keeps learning, but you never take the leap, right? Perfectionist, you wait until it's perfect to move. Hello, Pitters. So like never, right? Self-doubter, always needing one more certification mentor plan. Oh God, that's me. I'm like, if I get one more certificate, if I learn this one more thing, then I will be ready. Like that's just bullshit. But we fall into these. So, and I want you to know that these aren't your flaws. These are patterns within your nervous system that is keeping you alive, that is keeping you accepted, and it's keeping you loved. So you can't think your way into a new identity, like I've said again. You have to feel safe enough to be able to become your highest self. And that is where everything starts to shift. Because when your body finally feels safe to be seen, to be expressed, to be powerful, your nervous system stops choosing that survival mode and it starts choosing your Dharma. Then you can start taking the aligned action towards your Dharma. Right? This is where all that beautiful work, the mantras, the breath work needs to be used every day if you're in that state and you're wanting to break that loop. So if you've been feeling stuck, you've been feeling inconsistent, or just have that resistance to take that leap, I want you to keep remembering, and I'm hammering it into you guys, it is not a mindset problem. You're not just to shift your mind. It's a safety problem. And safety isn't a concept, it's a felt experience. And so this is what we're going to start shifting and moving today. So first we're going to name what is actually in the way. And then we're going to alchemize it through I've got this I am truth process that is going to take you through that process, right? And I don't have a slide here to touch on. Okay, so I'll go on to a different slide. I want you to look at this video right now. So your Dharma, your soul path is who you came here to be, right? And I know in Ayurveda, Dharma, there is so many different meanings to the word Dharma, right? But for me, how I'm seeing Dharma right now is your Dharma, your soul Dharma is at every single stage that you currently are, every single phase in your life. And just, I'm going to see if I can play that video again. And I want you to have a look at this video, right? And when I saw it, I went, oh my God, because every single phase of your life has a different purpose from when you're little to now. Just watch. And I want this to resonate with you when you're in a relationship, building a family, when you're in that Vata stage of life. Every part, everything you do, touching the water, walking on through a park, every moment you're living in your Dharma. Every single moment you're either aligning to it or you're unaligning to it, right? And it's so important to tap into your higher self-consciousness to ensure that you're on your path. So I want you to just take a moment. I'm going to go through some reflection. So get your journals out and closing down your eyes if you need to close down just to connect in. And I want you to reflect on, what does your Dharma, your current Dharma right here, right now, in this phase of your life, what does that feel like? What would your days look like if fear wasn't in the driver's seat? What would change if you stopped performing and started embodying, if you'd taken that mask off, that mask that you're trying to be the good girl, the wounded healer? Who is this woman that's living her Dharma? What does she believe about herself? How does she move? This is your high self-consciousness. What does she no longer want to tolerate? What's one thing still standing in the way? Let it rise. Don't overthink it. It might be a story. It might be a fear. It might be a feeling, a sentence you've heard 100 times you say to yourself in your head. You can share them in the chat if you want. And I want you to take, I'm going to go through this, oops. I'm going to go through my I Am Truth process. So I want you to just have a look at what you've written down. And I just want you to get that one thing that is standing in your way of fully being present and embodying your Dharma right now. So if you've got that, okay. And keep that, because I'm going to allow you guys to take that, and I'm going to take you through a somatic practice, and we're going to shift this shit. Okay. We're going to shift this shit. So by the end of this lesson, we're going to be more rooted in our Dharma. Okay. So the I Am Truth process that I love taking myself through, I created this through, I can't remember where I heard it from initially, and then I adapted and changed it. And over the years, it's just become such a powerful tool that I use with me and my clients. So the first, I'm going to break it down to your understanding. And when I take you through the practice, you can see yourself moving through this. So we've got to identify the beliefs. This is exactly what we've done. We go through the awareness. Where is this coming from? And Harmony touched on this on her class. Where is it coming from? Is it an experience? Is it cultural? Is it society? Is it patterns? Is it others? And then we're going to embrace it with love, right? Because we're not flawed. And then we're going to reprogram that truth, right? So we just did that. We noticed the thoughts and feelings that were stopping you right now. You wrote that down from becoming into your higher self, into your Dharma. Then I want you to kind of know, where is this coming from? Right? And then we're going to lean in with love. And I'm going to share my examples here with you. And the reason why I want to share this example is when you hear other people's examples, you might get aha moments like, oh my God, I didn't think about that. And it will start for me when I hear other people's, it starts unraveling deep-seated patterns within myself. Right? So here with me was I had fear. Oh, this is what's happening. So when I was younger, most of you know, I was sexually abused by 2 family members for several years, right? So when I was brave enough to share what has finally happened to me, they told me, my family, my grandmother, to stay quiet, and I brought shame upon the family because it was an Asian family, and reputation is everything. Daddy left me. So this is, oh, sorry, let me go back. This is what this little Melissa, this is what she thought. This is how she felt. I was brave enough to share what happened to me, and they told me to stay quiet, and I brought shame to the family. You can imagine this little girl, how she's feeling. Daddy left and didn't come back. He doesn't love me. Right? As a little kid, you don't have understanding. Stay out of mum's sight or I'm going to get hit. Don't be seen. Don't be heard, because I'm going to be bashed up. Now, the 41-year-old Melissa, who's all grown up, who's not a little kid, I know now, right? That's why mindset is not like, it's not the be all end all. I know, I have the awareness. I understand, but I still have fear of sharing my story because of this. And that's something I work on all the time. Showing up on social media, I'm like, right? But I'm working on it all the time. Men who I love always leave me. Where's this coming from? You know how I spoke to you in the earlier slide, awareness. Where is this coming from? I'm afraid of showing up on social media and being seen. Why? This is where it's coming from. So I hope by me sharing that, you can start to see your actions or inactions, if we go back to the loop, it's coming from a deep-seated belief and an identity that takes you the inaction or action. So if I'm not showing up consistently, it's giving me the results, then it taps into my nervous system. God, I'm shit. I'm always going to fail at business. So I want you to start seeing your little stories in your head or your actions or inactions and reverse engineer that. And then we're going to rewire it. So Harmony spoke about like affirmations. Look, we got to rewire the truth. So, I bravely share my story. I tap into my deepest strengths and my tribe gets me. My story is a catalyst for change and hope by sharing it, blah, 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 blah. I'm a beacon of unconditional love. So I've taken those 4 things and I've rewired that story. I have to keep coming back to this and saying it. So this can be your affirmation. So instead of saying, I am loved, let's go fucking deeper. I want you guys to create a phrase, right? Not a little, I am loved, I am successful. Your nervous system's like, fuck, no, you're not, Mel, because it goes deeper than this, right? I need you to take some time to really create phrases that you're going to do at the end of your meditation, that you're going to do a beautiful breath work on. So what I'm going to do now is, now that you guys have all understood this, I'm going to take you through this practice now. So I want you to probably get a glass of water, take a sip of water. You can either stand up for this, you can sit down, you can lay down. I'm going to share my sound. Can you guys hear the music? Do I need to turn it up? No? Good volume? And you can hear me over the thing? Yeah. Harmony, if you want to go through the practice, you can stop walking. If you just want to keep walking and close your eyes, because you can get into a meditative state even when walking, okay? Maybe I might change the song. It's not hitting my vibes. I'm not feeling that. Let me just change it up. Bear with me. Okay, that's better. That's better, Melissa. Okay. Slowly closing down your eyes. Getting to a comfortable position. You may be sitting, you may be laying, you may be walking. Just taking some deep breaths in through the nose and releasing through the mouth. Do that several times to get yourself grounded. Feeling the chair beneath your bottom, or the ground if you're laying down beneath your body. With every exhale, relaxing those muscles. Just noticing any tension that you're holding throughout your body and softening that and releasing that. I want you to bring to mind the belief, the identity, or the fear that's been running the show. The one that you wrote down earlier, the one that whispers, you're not ready, or you'll be judged, you're not good enough. Just allow that to rise, feeling that sensation. makes you feel in the body, embracing that. And noticing where this sentence that you've been living from, this belief, where it may be coming from. It could be when you were a child, could be as a teenager, could be several years ago. Just witness it, have no judgments. And I want you to say to yourself that this is not my voice, that this is not my truth, that this is not who I am. And I want you to scan the body and just see and feel in where this belief may have lived. Was it in your chest, your gut, perhaps your throat, your shoulders? And I want you to just place a hand there. Breathe into that space, imagining a white light up from the heavens coming down through your crown chakra, running down to that place, pouring in that white light, expanding to every cell of your body. You may feel the warmth, you may feel the vibrations, you may feel tingling. Now switching that white light into pink, bringing that love energy through. Breathing into that space slowly, in through the nose, out through the mouth. The pink light radiating out through to your aura. Your body isn't wrong, it's just trying to protect you, but it doesn't have to do that anymore. Now I want you to imagine, just visualize and look around. You may be in your favorite place. That could be by the ocean. That can be by the beach. Be in the forest by a lake. Wherever that place is that you feel safe. And I want you to see in the distance a golden staircase. Make your way to that staircase. Looking down at your feet, taking steps up. Continue to walk up, and that top of that stairway is a white door, radiation of white coming through. Put your hand on that door handle, opening it up, walking through. Noticing where you are, the beauty that's surrounding you. Feeling more safe, more supported, more connected. And in the distance, noticing a little girl. A little wounded girl that believed that belief. You're walking closer to her. Just noticing what she's wearing as you're getting closer to her. How her hair is. Now walking up to her, holding out your hand, holding her hand, perhaps giving her the biggest hug. And say to her, say to yourself, I forgive myself for believing that and whatever belief you had. And I know that this is not our truth, and we release this. Getting into that little girl, looking into her eyes while you're embracing her, and tell her, I see you. I feel you. And recognizing that I am you. Tell her, you are safe now. And together we are complete. We are resourcefulness and we are whole. And I want you to feel that love energy and radiate that to her, to yourself. It's a huge wave of unconditional love energy. Shower with her with that. Wrap that energy. It's not a feeling, it's an energy. Wrap that around her. Together we choose to step into our unlimited potential, step into our truth, our Dharma, and step into our power. Now, before she goes, spend some time with her. Is there anything that you want to say to her? And is there any wisdom that she has for you? Maybe in words, colors, images. Just take a moment and communicate. Now, with the last embrace, step back from her. Just noticing her clothes and her hair again, the expression on her face as she turns around and walks away. Now I want you to imagine a version of you, the one already living her Dharma. She's not confused. She's not shrinking or dimming her light. She's embodied. She's expressive and so unapologetically herself. You feel grounded and rooted in your higher self. What does she believe? I want you to not just hear these words. I want you to feel it. I want you to be able to activate that power. What does she know to be true about you, about life, about your path? Allowing that truth to activate a new code within you. I want you to say, I am no longer available for, and fill in that. I now choose to lead as a woman who. Just bask in that energy for a moment. You may want to take that deep breath in. Now turning around, visualizing that white door, walking towards that white door. Opening it up. You see those golden stairs, walking down the steps. Bringing your awareness back to the room that your physical body's in. Feeling the seat or the ground beneath you, or the walking pad under your feet. Taking deep breaths in, bringing awareness to your fingers, your toes, to the back of your eyelids. And when you're ready, you can flutter your eyes open. And then I just wanted to say that everything happens to further our evolution. And as we evolve, we embody the frequency of existence and our capabilities. When every human realizes the power that they possess inside, we as a collective are able to ascend and amplify the consciousness of our planet. So it is our duty to step into our high self-consciousness. And it is your light that lights the world. So on that note, I'm going to stop my share. Is that share stopped, or let me have a look? I don't know when my little pattern.
It's already stopped share.
Oh, it's already stopped share.
Mm.
Okay. So I'm going to open up the room, or you can put it in the chats, and just if anyone wants to share their experiences, what shifted, what's letting go, any aha moments. Don't be shy.
Thank you. No, that was a very, very powerful practice. I was unsure what on my walking part if I was going to be able to do it, but I felt like I got such a deeper visualization than I have had for a very long time. But I think like moving energy, moving prana is in my constitution. So it's, yeah, that was amazing. I was just like gripping onto the table going, oh, I hope I don't fall off. But then I just got into it, and it was, yeah, for me, it come up as really about a lot of the times, I feel like this is as far as I can take things, like this is as big as I can go. And it sort of like weighs on my shoulders a lot. And so mine was about bringing a collective together and rising together, and that there is infinity possibilities for where we can get to. So yeah, that was really powerful. Loved it. Needed that. Thank you.
You're welcome. And can I ask, with that belief, did you identify where that came from and called bullshit on it?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
like as you guys know, I grew up in a loving family, but had absolutely nothing. Like we had a house that didn't even have a toilet. Like we had a camping toilet. We didn't have walls. We had to create walls with cupboards, and it was like we should be grateful for what we got, because we did have 4 walls and a roof, but we didn't have any internal structure. And so for me, it's like being grateful for the bare minimum, which is good. It is good. Sorry, I'll bring my mic over, which like is good to be humble, and is great to be grateful for everything you do have, but also knowing that you do have the ability, and it's not selfish to want to fully step into your potential and your higher self. And I think that's what's always sort of kept me sort of just playing mediocre for a long time.
Yeah, and I love that, and I think like you've broken so many barriers of that, and just having a look at your life and what you were able to create. So I know even to get to that point, how many barriers you've had to break and beliefs you had to break. And this is a perfect example. Going, now she's hit another kind of ceiling, she's at that belief, and it's like, no, I can have more, right? So like I talked about before, it's healing is always so many different layers to it. We never kind of reach that that evolved state, and it's a beautiful journey. We're always growing and evolving, and stepping into that highest version of ourselves, right? So yeah, that's just a beautiful example of, going, okay, I've hit my limit, and now can I can have more. And I love how you said, be selfish, because I think society has made us to go, oh no, don't be selfish. But no, like, fuck, let's be selfish. In a good way, like reframing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for sharing.
Welcome. Would anyone else like to have a share? Did anything come up for them that they want to talk about? Well, you've got us here, or you've specifically got Mel here to work through any of those beliefs that may have come up through your meditation or throughout the presentation, and you're like, I don't know what this is like meaning, like, why has this popped into my head? Because now's the time where you really get that chance to break it down. So if anyone would like to go down that path, or if you just want to share a realization, open your mic.
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
Rebecca, I can feel something. I can
Me
see
too.
her
I'm looking
face.
at her.
Yeah.
Like, Helena's got her mic off.
Yeah, I was waiting for the students. They have the priority. But what called my attention was when you asked what is one thing that is still standing in the way. And I guess that what is still standing on the way is exactly this need to be always trying to achieve, and we have no opportunity, or we have not the chance that you gave us in this class to stop and reflect on what is really and truthfully happening. And it was such an amazing experience that you conducted, because this connection with our child is nothing more than the connection with our essence. And it's so interesting, because what I really felt was that it's kind of the same person. I know that nowadays I have lived a lot of different things, different challenges. I moved from one country to another country. I learned about Ayurveda and this and that and yoga. But that child and that, I can't say mind, but that essence, that child is still the same. That was the teenager, that was the adult that now is turning this woman. So this is such a profound feeling, and I like it. And thank you so much, Mel.
I think
You're
also when you said that, it's like, yeah, of course, because that child is your prakriti, right? If you bring
Yes.
it back to Ayurveda, that child is your prakriti, and who we are now is still that prakriti, but through conditioning, we come into this vikriti. And for those who might be watching this back and are more new to Ayurveda, we're talking about the prakriti being our individual, unique constitution at the time of birth, and that always stays with us. But over time, over different environments, over different stages of life, and the nutrition we eat, that can become out of balance, and that's what we call our vikriti, and that's the one we're always sort of looking at managing and treating. But it's really so that we can come back to how Helena worded it, our essence, our self, our true nature, which is our prakriti.
Yeah. That's beautiful. And it goes to show what Helena was talking about right there was all the identities as she's grown up from teenager to now, all the identities that you put on yourself, like, oh, I'm an immigrant into another country, I'm a yoga instructor, I'm an Ayurveda practitioner. But really, when you strip all that away, you are just your essence, right? Like, we are not our experiences. We are that core essence. And having a practice like this and bringing us back into that truth, that's what we have to do, because we can get caught up, that ego, right? What's that mind? The ahankara? Is that the ego?
Ahankara.
Yeah, that ego there, that is who we want to identify. But let's just strip all that layers back, because that's not who we are. Right. So yeah, just understand. That's why it's so beautiful, the mantra and the 7 layers, because you have that awareness, like, oh, I'm too much in that hara, the ego, mind. I'm identifying too much in that. Like right now, I'm identifying too much in, like, oh my God, I'm just changing into a caravan life and I just feel so overwhelmed. And I had to call myself out on Saturday and take some time and go, okay, I'm using that too much as an excuse. Like, I'm identifying as that version of Mel. Yes, it was for a split second, but I have to quiet the noise down and coming back into my true essence. And that's where the shift is starting to happen, and that remembrance is starting to happen. So yeah, I invite you guys to, just see where you may be holding on to little parts of your identity. So it could be a label, it could be an experience that you're currently going through. And on that, what I didn't share in the slides, and maybe I might do a masterclass on this, Harmony, within the Ayurveda Alchemist, is the level of consciousness that we go through and how the ego plays in that, from the 3D consciousness up to the 5th D consciousness, which us humans on this planet are currently shifting through. So, and how that plays out, and how our identity and our thoughts and our perceptions are catching us evolving from 3D to 5D and then coming back down. And once you understand that and how the layers of the mind with Ayurveda play so beautifully in that, and then you can kind of catch yourself like, oh, I'm really coming back into this 4D. What can I do using mantras and breath work to bring myself back up, or this I am truth practice, bring myself up? So I think that is a whole nother masterclass in itself. And I'll speak to Harmony and see if I can do that within the Ayurveda Alchemist. But yeah, anyone else would like to share? Emma or Rebecca, maybe you don't want to share your experience. Maybe you're still trying to process as that. Was there an aha moment or a profound shift? Or maybe you guys want to share your fucking Dharma. What is your Dharma right now that you're going to step into? What are you committing to? So let's do that. Let's go around the room. I know everyone might be a bit nervous, but let's go around the room and share what is your Dharma right now that you are committing to taking aligned action to step into today. All right, I'm going to go from my top. So up the top, I've got Helena. Let's go.
I want to be the last one.
You're the first one. You're up on my first, up on the screen.
I feel that my Dharma nowadays is to support my family because we are living a big adventure together.
Mhm.
And also, I feel a very big connection with the Ayurvedic knowledge. So I just don't know exactly which way it's going to take. I can feel that it's already taken some ways, but yes, I feel that Ayurveda and of course yoga at the same time, because they are together, are with me or I am with them.
Perfect. And what is the one thing that you're going to shift and do different, or a belief that you're taking with you in order to step into that Dharma and making sure you're on that path?
I think I need to remove that obstacle that I said, like, allow myself to stop and feel, to stop and live, to stop and realize, to stop more often.
To slow down, just
To
taking
slow down,
presence, right?
to really practice some medication with more discipline, the mantras, because only studying doesn't work, like you need to stop at least for 5 to 10 minutes every day. And I try to do that with yoga, but yoga sometimes it's easy to make your mind like, okay, I'm just stretching and looking at this stunning view. But when you come to the meditation and the practice of mantras, maybe it gets deeper and deeper. So I think that's my practical goal for today.
Perfect. Going down, we've got Rebecca. Are you free to have a chat?
Yes. There's just so much, going through my mind. And, normally that coming back to the meditation, normally those visualizations don't really work for me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, but this one, like, oh, didn't really want to talk because I don't know, I'm just really emotional.
Yep.
And I think it's also just a lot has been going on this week. There's a lot of shifts going on, and there's actually realization coming up that I've never really considered. Should I talk about all that, or just do you want me
Yeah,
to?
go for it. Yeah, that's fine, darling.
Me with my tears and not at all, pardon me. So in the meditation, the little girl, what I saw was, like you say, like that pure, true essence that is always there, and that is always. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.